Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to take you through some of the fruit trees that were already on the property before we moved here a few years ago. So first of all, we have this heritage quince tree, which is over 100 years old, probably around 110 years old, and still bearing really well. So these quinces will get a lot larger and probably be ripe in 2 to 3 months from now. So it's a very impressive tree. To think that it's been providing fruit to families for over 100 years. Then we have this Marsh Grapefruit, and it is probably between 50 to 60 years old, and it was transplanted here a few years ago, and this is the first time it's starting to give fruit since its transplanting. So yeah, that should be really good. Then we've got this apple tree, which is mostly a Granny Smith apple tree now. It did have a few other varieties grafted onto it, but they've slowly fallen off or rotted. So this Granny Smith produced really well last year. However, unfortunately, I'm noticing some codlin moth in some of the apples now. So that's going to be something I have to manage for next year. I think it might be a little bit too late now to do anything to properly fix the problem, but there is lots of mulch under the tree, and I think that the codlin moth have bred up really nicely under the tree, under the mulch, and that has caused part of the problem, because last year we didn't have too many issues with codlin moth. Now moving across to the mulberry tree, and we just pulled out a boysenberry here to my right, which is why you can see some of those dead canes. Now this mulberry is again over 100 years old, so a very impressive tree. The berries are delicious. Unfortunately, the birds love the berries as well, so I don't get to eat a huge amount, just maybe a handful a day. And we'll see if I just climb the fence. The lower branches have been eaten by my sheep, that's why they look a bit ruined. Let's see if we can find a ripe. So they're fruiting quite well this year. The really ripe berries, as I said, they either get eaten by birds or they do drop very easily. But yeah, it's a fantastic tree. A beautiful, it is a beautiful tree. Here's one that's almost ripe. So they're not a massive berry, but they're probably the size of maybe a blackberry. So lots of fruit, but as I said, we don't get a great harvest from it. I'll see if I can show you the perspective. This tree has been cut down and pruned multiple times, and it's still really, really big. This is the last tree we'll look at for now. This is a pear tree. Again, I'm not sure what variety, but it looks like a Williams pear to me. Producing really, really well this year, so hopefully the codlin moth don't find these pears. They should be ripe in another 1.5 to 2 months, and this tree would be at least 70 years old. But yeah, it could be older, could very well be older. So yeah, the pears are growing really nicely at the moment, and we're set to have a good harvest as long as not too many things go wrong. So it's a beautiful tree. Thanks for watching, and in the next video I'll show you some of the new fruit trees that I've just been planting on the property.